Good evening, everyone. It is now 7 p.m. I will call the Board of Selectmen meeting to order this Tuesday, January 16th. All three selectmen are present, and we will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, make a motion that we approve the Board of Selectmen meeting minutes from January 2nd, 2024.
I'll second that.
Any discussion on these minutes?
I just need an extra 5 minutes.
Yep.
I'm good if you're good.
Yeah, we can move on.
And the only thing on those minutes that jumped out to me was under agenda or item 7, emergency management vehicle, it gets listed as a 1996, Dottie. It's a 1986.
Okay, I just got something under section 8 for the appointments.
Yep.
Where we were doing the zoning board of appeals alternate,
Mhm.
because I abstained on
Yes.
that one. And my reasoning, part of that discussion, which should be noted in the minutes, was normally we fill the vacancy of which the party was vacated.
Mhm.
Okay, so if it's a Democrat or a Republican, and that comes, and that's why we had the conversation and didn't agree and I abstained.
Dottie, do you have that for the record? Those two changes. Yep. Okay, so all in favor of approving the minutes with the edits as presented, say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Correspondence, we received some information from Chamber of Commerce, including their annual report, or at least a summary of their annual report. Their annual meeting is this Thursday, Northeastern Connecticut Chamber of Commerce, at Horizons in South Wyndham, January 18th, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And then the next business after hours is January 24th from 5 to 7 p.m. at Click in Wyndham, Connecticut, 41 Club Road. Additionally, we did get another piece of mail. Well, it's technically to the residents of the town of Thompson in care of Town of Thompson Town Hall, and I do want to share this. It's from T, from Ann Miller. Dear friends, we want to thank you for your generosity and constant support. Teague is making a difference in our community because of donors like you, people who are always ready to help. Your many contributions, whether financial, food, or contributions to holiday giving, school supplies, or our programs, allow us to continue to assist our neighbors. It is because of your thoughtfulness that we are able to carry out our mission, offering a hand up to our neighbors during their time of need. Thank you for your supporting the work that we do. It really does take all of us working together to create a caring community. On behalf of the Teague Board of Directors, staff, and those we serve, with gratitude, Ann Miller. And just so everybody knows, from the town of Thompson, monetary donations totaled $132, 175 pounds of food items on election day, and then in-kind donations, 72 pounds of food and personal care items and 72.6 pounds of food and personal care items. That was for July and August contributions. So just a thank you to all the residents of Thompson.
Nice.
Any other correspondence to bring before the board? With that, we'll open up the floor to selectmen comments. Selectmen comments.
Well, can I just say happy birthday to Eileen Witkowski, our registrar of voters, who turned 90 on Friday and had a huge celebration. It's not every day you can turn 90 and still be working.
And be as amazing as she is.
And yes, she sets the bar pretty high.
She might have more energy than me.
I think she does. She's
Imagine I had her in high school as a algebra teacher.
Oh, did you?
So, this will be, early. Our DPW is out there as we speak,
Mhm.
battling this, storm that is gonna ice over like there's no tomorrow. It'll be tonight. I have a feeling they're gonna have a very long night
Mhm.
trying to keep up with the icing over and stuff, so. Appreciation for the job that they do, without a doubt, and anybody that's out in the roads, please be careful.
Mhm.
The accidents have been unbelievable throughout the whole Northeast. with the storm.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's such it seems so small and yet has created a lot of havoc for sure. So the only thing I have is, there's been a little bit of rumbling and questioning on, social media in regard to the salt storage facility / the ambulance facility. As everybody recalls, we had appropriated 1.3 million, towards, from the ARPA money. So that was the American Rescue Plan Act. And the building committee was tasked, just to keep everybody in the public up on that. We are currently getting prepared to go out to bid for the salt storage facility. We are utilizing the ARPA funds for that. The ambulance facility is on hold at this point because we were quoted $2.1 million to construct a facility for an appropriate facility, meeting all of the standards for an ambulance facility. So obviously we're stepping back and having to reevaluate where we go with that. The salt storage facility is imperative because we have been on notice by Connecticut Water and by DEEP that this has to be done to protect the water supply in town. And that's going to be our first priority at this point, unfortunately. 1.3 million doesn't go too far, but we're hoping to have a decent amount left, maybe, after the construction of the salt facility. And we'll see, we'll go from there at that point, I think, as a board, as far as determining what we do with whatever we have left. So, so we'll be going out to bid within the coming month or so.
Right,
Yeah.
can we get the information on what the final design is?
Sure,
What
we're
your-
like 90% right now, Ken, so we'll get the 100% drawings all together. We'll get it.
Well, even with what you've got,
Sure.
to keep us up to date,
Yep.
with that. I mean, I have
Absolutely.
visions in my mind. There's a lot of different options
Sure.
that you can go. Obviously, it comes down to this, what lasts the longest.
Sure, longevity is a
Yeah.
key item, the valuable when you're looking at
Right.
storage facilities.
So-
Yeah.
And just so that the virtual audience knows, Selectman Beausoleil was speaking with Brian Santos, who's here in the audience today, and he is a member of the building committee. The other thing I wanted to share in reminding people that we are moving into budget season. I know the Board of Education had their first budget workshop. So if the public can be mindful of zooming in on those meetings so that you can be well informed on what's being asked for in this year's budget cycle. And the Board of Selectmen / Board of Finance will have their first budget workshop on February 7th at 6 p.m., starting at 6 p.m. So that'll be the first one. So just be watching for that, and please participate, ask questions when you have the opportunity, and just so that you know what's in the budget, so the public knows what's being asked for. And that's all I have. Any other comments from the selectmen? Okay. We will move on to agenda item 6, citizen comments. Citizen comments at this time. We'll start with the virtual audience. Any citizen comments? Yes, Ms. Valerie Clark.
Hi, Valerie Clark, Elm Road. I just wanted to publicly compliment Joe Tasek. I'm not willing to go into any detail, but in the last several weeks, I have personally witnessed him making what I believe are very good decisions and exercising extreme tact and consideration and good negotiating skills. So I wanted to publicly thank him.
Thank you very much. Got it. He's got the toughest job in the town. Well, okay, don't tell everybody I said that, but I tend to think it's the toughest job in town. Any other citizen comments from the virtual audience? Any citizen comments from the live audience? All right, we will move on to the business. Agenda item 7, Thompson Public Schools Track RFP Award. This came from Bill Witkowski, the Vice Chair of the Building Committee. On January 10th, 2024, the Building Committee unanimously approved the bid from Mountain View Landscapes and Lawn Care in the amount of $1,484,250 for the Thompson Public Schools Track Replacement Project. And then, so at this point, we need to approve the recommendation to award the bid to Mountain View Landscape. But open for.
I'll make a motion to accept the recommendation to award to Mountain View Landscapes and Lawn Care in the amount of $1,484,250
And
for the track replacement project.
I'll second that motion. Up for discussion.
Okay, the discussion that I have on, now we know what's the cost, we gotta bond this.
Mhm.
So where are we in that process?
I know Bill is working on it. I think he's bonding together with the entrances.
Yes, yep.
Yes.
Yep, putting those both
Yeah,
together.
and unfortunately, Bill's not in the meeting because he was busy with the Board of Ed meeting. So,
So
but he is
Bill
getting-
Steglitz.
Bill Steglitz,
is-
sorry,
yeah,
yes, Bill
too many-
Steglitz.
too many
let's-
Bills.
Yes.
What is that process? Does this have to go in front of Board of Finance or anything?
No.
It's been approved by the town
Mhm.
to go out to bond.
So now we
And so
work
now we work to
with the
get
bond
the,
company and the bond attorneys to get the appropriate bonding in place.
Right.
I can get more details and share them, have Bill share them with you tomorrow, with you both tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, the bond,
no.
I know he's actively been working
no, I'm
on
saying the
it.
bonding process is, we hire, I forget
Mm-hmm.
who it is, and they do all the paperwork, there's a cost that's associated with it.
Do you have a specific question that you want me to ask Bill?
No, I just wanna know where we are in the process, because we're approving money, which we have to, whenever the bills come in, we have to pay them.
Correct.
And it's always nice to have that bonding in place, so that way we can draw off of that.
Right.
I mean, that's,
Well, we have that, we'll have that information for the budget season, right?
Absolutely
Yeah,
before,
so
yes.
as long as we have it.
I know he's actively working on it, and last I knew, the projection was that it was going to hit fiscal year 25, of course,
Right.
which we're working on right now. 'Cause we're
well,
in-
I'm not worried about when it becomes due, because we
Okay.
know that that's a year out from
Mhm.
once that's issued.
Mhm.
It's that, let's say, whoever's doing the school improvement,
Mhm.
that now the track, these bills start coming in, we have to be able to pay
Bill
those
is,
bills.
Bill Steglitz is very much on top of getting it
So-
done. So. But I'll make sure that he shares with the board all the information. So. Any other discussion? All right, all in favor of approving the recommendation from the building committee to award the bid for the school track replacement project to Mountain View Landscapes and Lawn Care as presented, say aye. Aye. Motion passes. All right, agenda item 8, Thompson Congregational Church tax credit. I had received an email from Bruce Hall from Thompson Congregational Church, and he is in the audience. The Thompson Congregational Church would like to apply for a couple of tax credit programs. The first being the Connecticut Neighborhood Assistance Act tax credit program. They have to fill out the application. We have to approve it and oversee the execution of the plan. I had made copies. So basically, the Connecticut Neighborhood Assistance Act tax credit program is designed to provide funding for municipal and tax exempt organizations by providing a corporate business tax credit for businesses who make cash contributions to these entities. And there was a list on if you go to the state, you can look, everybody can look up on the state website, the Connecticut Neighborhood Assistance Act tax credit program.
You have
Um,
that, Suzanne,
Yeah,
you actually get
Yes.
a
There's
double
one of them.
copy of yours.
yeah.
But Bruce, I know you're in the audience, what would you like to share with the board about maybe what program you're presenting in your application? What is going
here it
to
is.
make the Thompson Congregational Church, qualify for this program?
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, everyone. I also have Lynn Smith, our historic architect, and Bill Champagne, who's an outside consultant that is an expert in this area, in case you have questions. I do have like 3 slides. Would you want me to?
Oh,
present
sure,
those?
let me give you screen sharing ability. Hold
And I
on.
get it. Turn right around. 'Cause-
I will do it very quickly.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, you should be able to share your screen.
Can you see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so Thompson Congregational Church, as you know, about 7 years ago, we had a fire, a big fire, unfortunately. And we are finding ways to bring the sanctuary building back. Obviously, this is built in 1856. As you know, it's in the historic district, and it's really a focal point for Thompson, and not only important for our congregation, but for the town and the area. So we would like to apply for the neighborhood assistance tax credit, as Amy stated, for 150,000, which is the max in 24. We hope to also do that in 25 if we can. You get 100% funding if you use them for energy efficiency measures. We have 70 windows in the church, believe it or not. So there's a lot to be restored, as well as insulation, mechanical systems, door and window upgrades. So it would be a direct benefit without any cost to the town or taxpayers. And we're asking for your support tonight in that. Specifics, this was created in 1995 by the Department of Revenue Services. It's an annual program to donate funds to nonprofits or municipalities in exchange for tax credits. It's a $5 million statewide program capped per year, 150,000 per organization or municipality. And each donor can match 150,000 maximum. There's two tiers, like I said, we're going for energy related expenses, so it's 100% tax credit. What we'd like your support to do is confirm support of the application at a public hearing prior to June. Name a town official as a contact person, but Bill assures me that person will only have to spend a couple hours on this at the most. He can confirm that tonight. So there's not a lot of demands on the staff at the town. Submit the application to the Department of Revenue Services by July 1st. Accept the program audit upon project completion. Very simple, straightforward. It's something we should probably take advantage of across the town in the future as well. Any questions?
Yeah, what makes the church eligible for this program?
We have actually spoken to there's two individuals at the state level in Connecticut that run the program. And we've spoken to them directly, and they assured us that we are eligible as a not-for-profit. We are a eligible participant, and we've checked that. Any thoughts on that, Bill?
Yeah, this is Bill Champagne. I live in Preston, and I've dealt with a number of these Tax Act projects, mainly around in the greater Norwich area. Yeah, this program is absolutely incredible, and a lot of people don't know about it. Once they find out about it, they apply every year. A municipality can apply for a municipally owned building, and a 501c3 nonprofit can apply. And the church is a 501c3 nonprofit. And the first selectman and Bruce have gone over a lot. I'm happy to answer any other questions.
So, Bill, can you just clarify, when I read the information on the state site, I took away that this was going to be corporations, various companies that are listed, that can make cash contributions. That this isn't an actual credit coming from the state, correct? This is just a mechanism for companies to make tax.
Okay.
Get tax credits for the donations, correct? Or did I not understand that correctly?
Okay, so what happens is a C corporation, and it can't be an S corporation, can't be a family company. A C corporation or a public utility
Okay,
can donate up to $150,000 per year. In return, they don't have to pay the state $150,000 that they normally would have to pay. So it's a tax credit to the donating entity.
got
Oh,
it.
got
And
it.
that's the maximum though that the church could receive is 150,000 from one of these entities?
That's correct.
Okay,
And you can do it every year, but that's the absolute max for the recipient, and it's the absolute max for the donating entity. And it's very possible that the hard part, because this is such a popular program, once people learn about it, it's always oversubscribed. So
Yeah.
the hard part is finding the donors.
Mhm.
And it may be that if we get $150,000 eventually, it may come from one donor, or it may come from a number of donors.
Right.
And importantly, it's the church with Bill's help that's responsible for finding the donors. The town in no way has that responsibility.
Right.
Correct.
We're just partnering and putting our stamp of approval and then overseeing. Because I think at the end, there's a post-project audit if you receive more than 25,000, correct?
Correct. It's a post-project review, not an
Right.
actual audit. It's
Right.
got to be written by a CPA.
Okay,
I have seen them where they're literally one sentence. But you know, it should be a little bit longer than that. that is given to the town puts it in a file somewhere in the finance department. So let
Oh,
me
I
tell
see.
you what the town needs to do, which isn't much. When the church makes an application, we get it to the town.
Mhm.
The selectmen schedule a public hearing. It can be part of another public, a public hearing on a number of things.
Mhm.
Generally, there's no one who talks about these programs at a public hearing. Someone might, but no one has to. Once the public hearing is over, the contact person at the town makes a copy of the call to meeting and the minutes of the meeting and sends those two documents and the application that the church has made to the state Department of Revenue Services by July 1. And that's pretty much all the town has to do.
Bill, and I want to question one thing, on the state site where it said how to apply. Each municipality must hold a public hearing. And then it said the governing body of the municipality must vote to approve the program. I only have a question because I tend to think that our governing body is technically a town meeting. Not just a public hearing, but a town meeting is our governing body. Would you agree, Ken?
I think so.
So I feel like we're
But
gonna have to have a
think-
town
I would
meeting as
think-
well.
I think I would ask for
We could get
some,
clarification.
yeah,
from
clarification on
DRS.
that, because
Yeah.
I feel like
But
a public hearing is different, like we hold
Well,
a
a public hearing,
hearing.
but it says the public hearing and the governing body of the municipality.
But
must
isn't
vote
the
to
Board of
approve.
Selectmen considered the governing
we
body?
can be, my biggest
And
concern
I feel like
with
we've done this.
this,
Uh-huh.
and I'm all for
Right.
whatever we can get. I have no problem. We have to administer this.
Mhm.
What liabilities do we have?
Okay.
If something is
Right.
accurate, or I'm not saying something is misrepresented, whatever may happen, are we on the hook,
Mm-hmm.
for something?
Right.
What would that something look like?
Bill, do you have an answer to that?
What they're claiming to be one thing, and it come to find out it's not, that they're ineligible. And we signed off and the money was spent. We don't want to be held liable for something that could impact us. I mean, 150 grand is 150 grand.
Hmm.
So I don't want to play devil's advocate. I'm just asking some questions to make sure that we don't have an issue. Other than
I-
that, whatever
never-
we can get is great.
I've never run into that issue. To my knowledge, and we can check with the people up at the state,
Mm-hmm.
the responsibility of the town is only to hold a public hearing. And that's it. And get all the documents up to the state by July 1.
But one of the other concerns that I have, we're just seeing this within the last 10 minutes. This whole program, going back and doing research.
Well, I don't expect to make a decision
Okay,
tonight.
good, because
No, what I would like, Bill, do you have someone at the state? I mean, obviously, there's a time limit because we need to get this all accomplished before July if we're going to move forward and support the church in this endeavor. Do you have any contacts at DRS? I know that says the NAA program at ct.gov. You can receive instructions on various things, but do you have any direct contacts, Bill?
Yes,
That you can share with us maybe?
yes, I'm happy to send that tomorrow.
Okay,
Um,
that would be fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will do that.
Then we
Yeah.
can take it up at one of our next meetings. Once again, we're not gonna let this slide. We're gonna keep pursuing it. I want to get some clarification on the governing body. Because sometimes that does mean the town meeting. Which it just slows things down a little bit. It's a little bit easier if it can just be the Board of Selectmen, but I want to make sure we do things exactly properly. So.
I know in Lisbon, it was just the Board of Selectmen.
Mhm.
But yeah, you might as well get clarification on that.
Amy,
Yes,
may I also suggest that to the question, and I certainly understand in terms of making sure the program's administered correctly, so there's no liability on the town. It sounds like it'd be very helpful for people to understand who I am as the moderator.
Mhm.
And what else we've been doing. We have a $500,000 appropriation from Senator Blumenthal. We work directly with him on that. We hope to hear in March to get that back, because I think that would help to build confidence in what we're doing and the credibility of the group that's now driving this rebuild forward.
there's, in my mind, almost nothing will make me happier than seeing that church whole again. Because it is such a landmark and it is really, when you think of the Thompson Green, that's what you think of. You think of that big white church.
Well,
Um,
we
I
definitely.
have to agree.
We definitely want them to recover. I remember the fire back in the 80s when the steeple burnt for. And they were able to get that done. It's always been, it's part of the historic area
mm,
without a doubt.
I think that the church represents that quaint New England town with the white, congregational church, and I think it's very important that we do anything that we can to help assist with you acquiring this grant, and anything else that we can do to help you be able to rebuild and keep the church or restore it back to its original.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
we'll do our research a little bit more, get more information. We'll take this up likely at the next meeting again. And we'll keep things moving forward for you, Bruce.
Very good. Thank you all very much.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank
they
you.
Obviously get their applications ready, the information
Yep.
filled out. So once all the approvals, they can,
Yeah,
get it off.
Yeah.
shovel ready.
We will do that. Thank you.
Yeah, and then hopefully we can get some information and maybe even at our next meeting move forward.
Yeah.
That would be great. Great for them. They're working really hard.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
All right, agenda item 9, Ooh, Girl Scout cookies coming up. So the request from Girl Scouts Troop 65117 and 61193. We're looking for permission to use the transfer station to sell cookies. Dates would be March 16th, March 23rd, March 30th, April 6th, 13th, and 20th, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. And just note that the boxes of cookies are now $6.
I'll second the motion.
You made the motion?
Oh, yeah, I'll make a
Okay.
motion.
So you
I
don't have to
wasn't sure
read
if that
the-
was a motion or. if that-
There's nothing conflicting with any other
With my-
organization.
No, Marie would have
Those
missed that.
Girl Scouts are gonna be working hard. That's a lot of weekends.
It is. All right, so we have a motion to approve the request, seconded by Ken. Any further discussion? All in favor of approving the sale of Girl Scout cookies at our transfer station, say aye. Aye. All right. Last request of the evening. Agenda item 10, Natchog Epic Bicycle Tour. Use of roads, March 24th, 2024. This has got to be the 4th time
Yeah,
At least.
at least.
that
Yeah,
they've
I was
come
trying to.
through. They don't shut down any roads, and they've never, when you read the letter, they've never had any complaints, and we've never received any complaints about them. There's an 83-mile trek. That's the Epic. An express route, an explorer route, and an endeavor route. So there's lots of different options for bikers to choose from, as well as, they have larger start waves. And so the riders take off at various times. But it's pretty exciting. Love having it here in Thompson.
I'll make the motion that we approve the Natchog Epic Bicycle Tour use of the roads in Thompson on March 24th, 2024. We don't need to list the roads, right?
Nope.
So I'll make that motion.
And I'll,
Second.
okay, and Ken has the second, and we do have all of their
Yep,
liability
yep.
information already.
It's all
Any
there.
other discussion on this request? Okay, all in favor of approving the request for use of our roads by the Natchog Epic Bicycle Tour, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And that passes. Any other business to bring before the board this evening? Citizen comments. The floor is open to citizen comments. We will start in the live room. Any citizen comments? Mr. Bernard?
Emergency management director, are we gonna need Tom for that fight?
No,
No.
they provide all of their own, and they also hire police, I believe, is what I read. But yes, no,
But that's a good question.
yes. Any other citizen comments from the live audience? Virtual audience, Ms. Jessica Bolte.
Just wanted to say thank you for the approval at the transfer station. The girls appreciate it. I currently have 32 between the two troops this year, so they need to sell some cookies.
That's awesome. And Jessica, we appreciate the work you do with the youth in this town. So,
I try.
you're an unsung hero.
And also,
Definitely.
on the playground, the PTO scored another $2,500 grant from Centerville Bank. So if we included all the current fundraising, the $80,000 from the state, plus a couple of the other grants that we've received, we're up to about 142,000 to the 150 goal that we're looking for.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
And we have a celebrity bartender event coming up at the end of February, the last Saturday in February. If anybody would love to join us, we would greatly appreciate it. We'll be at Sydney's from, I believe, 6 to 9.
Cool.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other citizen comments at this time? The floor is open to citizen comments. Just state your name and address for the record if you speak.
Amy,
Yes.
okay, Sean Brissett, Lowell Davis Road. I just want to echo Ken, listening to that presentation, while I fully support getting that church repaired and renovated, I sat on our water pollution control authority and listened to what sounded very eerily similar coming from Marinopolis. We all know how that turned out. I watched them come in month after month with their lawyers and their people on their boards and tell us how they were going to take care of everything and the town wasn't going to be responsible for anything. And bottom line is they lied, however you cut it, because the town did end up spending a lot of money. And so however you have to do it, whoever needs to do the research to make sure that the town is protected from any costs, from anything coming back, we really need to do that, because that just sounded eerily familiar to me. So that's all I would ask.
Duly noted. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
Any other citizen comments from the virtual audience? All right, seeing none, hearing none, we will move on to agenda item 13, tax refunds. I make a motion that we refund Scott A. Santier $254.64 and Toyota Lease Trust $303.63, $417.07, $744.35, $80.72, $481, and then $695.24 for a total of $2,976.65. I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion on these tax refunds? In favor of approving the tax refunds as presented, say aye.
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 Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Ken.
Second.
Second by Suzanne. It is 7:40 PM. All in favor of adjournment? Say aye.
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 Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.
Sometimes I forget to say aye.